Shalom, shalom. We're back with another lesson. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash, to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the one-third, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. You with a lesson I'm going to call, His blessing is the sword. And we're going to go into this article from the New York Post a day ago by Caitlin Dornops. U.S. used powerful mystery weapons that brought Venezuela soldiers to their knees during Marudo raid. Witness account. The U.S. used a powerful mysterious weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose and vomiting blood during the raid that captured dictator Nicolas Maduro, according to a witness account posted Saturday on X by the White House press secretary. In a jaw-dropping interview, a guard described how American forces wiped out hundreds of fighters without losing a single soldier, using technology unlike anything he has ever seen or heard. We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation, the guard said. The next thing we saw were drones, lots of drones, flying over our position. We didn't know how to react. Moments later, a handful of helicopters appeared, barely 8 by his count, deploying what he estimated were just 20 U.S. troops into the area. But those few men, he said, came armed with something far more powerful than guns. They were technologically very advanced, the guard recalled. They didn't look like anything we fought against before. We were hundreds, but we had no chance, he said. They were shooting with such precision and speed, it felt like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. Then came the weapon that still hunts him. At one point, they launched something I don't know how to describe it, he said. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt my head was exploding from the inside. The effects were immediate and horrific. We all started bleeding from the nose, he said. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground unable to move. We couldn't even stand up after the sonic weapon, or whatever it was. The White House did not immediately respond to the question regarding whether Caroline's Levitt's sharing of the Post caption, "Stop what you are doing and read this," indicated that administration was verifying the veracity of the eyewitness account. And for those who are new to the truth, these weapons that this man described is very much so real. Because Esau Edom was given a blessing with the sword. So it's not surprising that they got weapons that nobody has ever seen before. Because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai blessed these men with that power to come up with different kind of sword. I mean, they came up with the atom bomb. You think they were just going to stop there? You think a man that wicked, that evil, that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai created for this very purpose would not come up with new ways, new weapons, new swords when it comes to killing? Of course he would. And they used them on Venezuela because now they realize, hey, it's the end. The kingdom about to come to an end. Yahweh Shai is on his way. And they bringing these weapons out to let everybody know, hey, We're going to just take what we want because we know we only have but a short time. So we're going to get into the scripture just to back up what I said about Esau Edom being blessed with the sword. This is Genesis 27, 38 through 40. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father?" Question mark. Salaki. "Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness." And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above." And here's the point. "And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." And we know that blessing coming from Isaac, who was one of the incarnations of Yahushua. So they got a blessing from Yahushua to live by the sword. And with that blessing, of course, they'll be able to create many different kinds of sword or killing instruments, especially ones that use sound. I mean, let's be honest. We don't know what other kind of guns that they got out there. Don't forget, Esau Edom also has that satellite laser. Heck, and some of their ships even have lasers. That's just the stuff we do know. Like these soldiers in Venezuela, we really don't know what Esau Edom truly has, because that sound-based gun could really just be some of their old technology that they're pulling out to make sure it still works. Remember, the sword is their blessing. And it's Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai, the one that's giving them the insight on how to create these weapons. Because we know that these weapons are going to be used in the time of Jacob's trouble, and even against Yahushua and the angels when they come back to rescue the elect, to bring salvation to them. We know Esau Edom is going to pull out all the big stock. He's going to pull out all his best weapons, but ultimately will fail, because it's still Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai, the one who giving him the idea for these weapons. So you know he haven't given him any idea for any of his best weaponry. Which we're going to go here. Isaiah 54:16. "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy." And we always use this scripture here to talk about the scientists that was given the knowledge and know how to create the atom bomb. They helped split the atom. But guess what? Yahweh Bashim Hawashai continuously give them knowledge on creating all other kind of weapons at that. Because remember, as we just read in Genesis 27, that their blessing is the sword. So Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is the one who's giving them the instruction on how to create these weapons, which making Esau Edom even more proud, because they know they have these futuristic weapons that no one else has had. That's why they allowed this man to come out with it as a warning to the other nations. Like, look, don't think we fell off. We still like that, man. We still got stuff y'all never seen before, and we're ready to use it at a moment's notice. Why? Because this is their blessing. To attack, to destroy with the sword. And we're seeing them going after those Northern Kingdom nations from Mexico to Colombia. And you know they're not done with Venezuela. So they're going to soon be coming after Jakes too. 2/3 and the elect. Remember, All these weapons we are hearing about, these futuristic weapons, are going to be used to try to kill off the elect as well. Because Esau Edom is trying to stop prophecy. And he feel like with these weapons that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gave him through that blessing of the sword would be the thing that'll save him. All right. We're going to go here. Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, and disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Yeah, see? Esau Edom is the sword of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who he used to bring down these other nations. Remember, in Revelation 6 and 4, that red horse, he was given a great sword, which we know is that nuclear missile. But he was also given other swords as well to take peace from the earth. And we're watching them do it again. As Babylon the Great are now coming out with all these new weapons, they are letting it be known, because guess what? If they didn't want this coming out, it would have never got out. But the point was to show that they still have that military might, that their blessing still is the sword, and they're ready to battle whenever. And like I said, our people are going to feel those weapons in all their glory. But those of us who hope we are of the elect, pray that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua save us from this man. That's why we went in here in Psalm 17, when David was praying to the Lord to save him from the wicked, which is his sword. He was prophesying of this future time. We're going to need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to save us. Because like I said, the wicked are going to try to use those same weapons upon us. Salaki, we're going to get there here and end it out in Psalms 37 and 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bows to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. And who are those of the upright conversation? The hopeful elect. So they're going to use these swords, these weapons, to try to slay the elect. But that's why we got to pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to save us from his sword, from the bloody man who has the power to kill, as the scriptures say. Because the time coming, when Esau Edom is going to definitely use these weapons upon his own people, but even more so upon the 12 tribes of Israel, trying to divert prophecy. But we all know ultimately it will fail. And they will be brought down. Babylon will become a waste. And they will go into captivity. But I hope this lesson will edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shalom.